My name is David, and I used to work the night shift at a small gas station far away from the city. From 11 at night until 7 in the morning, I was almost always alone. The place was quiet, with only the low buzzing sound of the old lights. Outside was nothing but dark roads and empty land, which made the store feel cut off from the rest of the world.
One late night, I was leaning against the counter reading a magazine, trying to stay awake. All the late hours felt the same there, and time seemed to stop. Then suddenly, the bell on the front door rang, breaking the silence.
A man walked in. He was tall and strong, maybe in his 30s. At first, he looked normal, but as he came closer, I saw that his clothes, face, and arms were covered in blood. There was so much of it that my brain struggled to understand what I was seeing.
The man did not look hurt or scared. His eyes were empty, like nothing was behind them. He looked calm, almost bored, as if he did not even notice the blood on him. I felt frozen with fear.
He noticed me staring and slowly smiled. Then he said in a quiet voice, "Don't worry, it's not my blood." Those words did not make me feel better. They made me feel much worse.
I pretended everything was normal. I nodded and looked back at my magazine. My hands were shaking, but I did not want him to know I was scared. Inside, I was sure he had done something terrible.
The man walked through the aisles and picked up a few random items. Blood from his hands left small red marks on the shelves. He moved slowly, like he had all the time in the world.
He came to the counter, and I rang up his items without looking at his face. He paid with cash and did not say another word. Then he turned and walked out of the store.
When I heard his car start outside, I grabbed the phone and called the police. I told them a man covered in blood had just been in my store. I was still talking when the doorbell rang again.
He was back. This time he was angry. He rushed at me, jumped over the counter and attacked me. I fought as hard as I could and finally scared him away by lying and saying I had a gun. He ran, and I was left on the floor, shaking and covered in blood. A few months after the night with the bloody man, I was still working at the same gas station. Looking back, I know that was a mistake, but at the time I needed the money. I kept telling myself what happened before was just bad luck, a one-time nightmare that would never happen again. But deep inside, I never truly felt safe. Every time the door opened, my body would tense up, afraid to see that man again. One night, very late, the bell on the door rang again. I looked up, expecting some tired customer, but instead I saw a man wearing a dark gray suit. It was clean, expensive, and perfectly fitted. He looked completely out of place, like someone who should be in an office or a fancy event, not a gas station in the middle of nowhere.
The man did not look around the store. He did not walk through the aisles. He came straight to the counter. Without saying a word, he reached into his jacket and took out a photograph. He placed it in front of me. When I looked down, my stomach dropped. It was a picture of the bloody man who had attacked me months earlier. I tried to stay calm, but inside I was panicking. The man in the suit stared at me with cold, sharp eyes. It felt like he was looking straight through me, trying to read my thoughts. The silence between us felt heavy, like something bad was about to happen. After a long moment, he finally spoke. His voice was rough and deep. He asked me if I had ever seen the man in the photo before. My heart was beating fast, but I told him no. I did not know why, but I knew lying was the safest thing to do. The man kept staring at me. He did not believe me. I could feel it. Every second of that silence felt like it might explode. I was sure that if I said the wrong thing, something terrible would happen right there in the store. Finally, he picked up the photo and turned away. I let out a slow breath, thinking it was over. But just before he reached the door, he stopped. He turned back toward me and said,
I know you're lying." Then he walked out. After that night, strange things started happening. I began seeing the same silver SUV everywhere. It was parked across from the gas station. It was in the grocery store parking lot. Once, I even saw it on my street near my home. At first, I told myself it was just a coincidence, but after seeing it again and again, I knew it was not. I felt like I was being watched, like someone was following me. And the worst part was not knowing who or why. One night, a loud crash woke me up. A rock had been thrown through my window. There was no note, no message, but I understood what it meant. They knew where I lived. The next day, I quit my job and started planning to leave, because I knew if I stayed, something very bad would happen. About 8 months after everything that happened at the gas station, I was driving back home from a long job far away from my town. I had been working all day, and my body felt heavy and tired. My eyes kept closing on their own. The road was dark and empty, and I knew I could not keep driving like that without falling asleep. So I pulled into the next gas station I saw. It was late, almost 11 at night. I filled my tank, smoked a cigarette, and stood there trying to wake myself up, but I still felt too tired to drive. I decided to park in the corner of the lot and take a short nap in my truck. I fell asleep almost right away. When my alarm woke me, it felt like only a minute had passed, but it had been about an hour. The parking lot was empty now. All the other cars were gone. I started my truck and got back on the highway, ready to finish the long drive home. After about 20 minutes, I started to hear a strange sound behind me. It was a soft thumping noise. At first, I thought it was just something in the back of my truck moving around, maybe one of my tools. I turned down the radio to listen more closely. The noise kept going. It started to get on my nerves. I hit the hood of the truck with my hand and cursed out loud. Strangely, the sound stopped. That should have made me feel better, but instead it made me feel uneasy because it did not make sense. Then suddenly, there was a loud crash behind me. It was so strong that I jumped. I turned my head, and what I saw made my blood go cold. There was a man standing in the bed of my truck, smashing the glass behind me with one of my tools. I swerved the truck, almost losing control. My heart was pounding. The man kept hitting the glass like a wild animal. I somehow managed to stop the truck. I ripped off my seatbelt and jumped out, running toward the back. The man jumped out of the truck bed and ran into the trees beside the road. I chased him for a moment, but it was too dark and too dangerous. I ran back to my truck, shaking, and drove away as fast as I could. When I finally stopped, I looked at the damage. The glass behind me was cracked. In the truck bed, I saw a small trash bag. It was wet and smelled rotten. I picked it up and threw it away, but when I looked at my hands, they were stained red. I never told the police. I never forgot what happened either. To this day, I still think about that night. Someone had climbed into my truck while I was asleep at that gas station, and I will never know what was inside that bag. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe my channel. See you on next videos. Till then, goodbye.